Munich's Line 25 isn't just your average tram line. It's what I can best describe as an interurban, with its operational history going almost all the way back to the turn of the century, of the 20th century. Let's take a ride on Line 25. Howdy y'all, I'm at Max Weber-Platz in Munich, the east of Munich. I'll be getting tram 25 down towards Grünwald. It's around the corner, so it'll be here momentarily. Since 1910, with a few breaks in service here and there, Tram Line 25 has connected Munich to the town of Grünwald, and it's a long tram line, at least in terms of how far it gets from more populated areas of Munich, running about 12 kilometers or 7.5 miles from Max Weber-Platz in eastern Munich to der Platz in Grünwald. Max Weber-Platz, where I started my journey on the 25, has connections to tram lines 17, 19, and 21, as well as to U-Bahn lines U4 and U5, all of which can take you further to central Munich. And just like with many other tram lines in Munich, my ride on the 25 starts off just running along city streets. Munich is architecturally wonderful and can be quite aesthetically pleasing, and eastern Munich is no exception. After a while, we stop at Rosenheimer Platz, where you can change to the tunnel portion of the S-Bahn Stammstrecke, the east-west trunk line that carries most of Munich's S-Bahn lines through the center of the city, with trains up to every couple of minutes. So this is quite the important connection for Tram Line 25. At Ostfriedhof, you can change to tram 18, which runs into central Munich, and this also means we get to see a nice tram diamond. Shortly after, we serve Silberhornstrasse, where you can change to the U2, U7, and U8. And sure, Line 25 has a lot of interchange points, but considering it doesn't run into central Munich, all of these connections really help to bring people from this line to other parts of the city. By the time we reach Wettersteinplatz, we've gained our own separate space with green trackage in the median of the road, separate from car lanes. And separation from cars means higher speeds. Additionally, you can change to the U1 at Wettersteinplatz, the last chance on Line 25 where you can change to another rail transit line. We passed some nice bike infrastructure, although in typical Munich fashion, it was under construction. We run in the median a little longer before leaving it to serve Theodor-Linden-Platz. From here onward, Line 25 runs parallel to the road, albeit with relatively few grade crossings, allowing for decently high speeds. This is where we can start calling this line an interurban. Until Großhesseloher Brücke, only one side of the street is developed, the side opposite the tramway. The other side of the tracks is just woods. Hey y'all, I'm at Großhesseloher Brücke, where some of the 25 trams terminate, and the night tram that runs through here as well. Said bridge, I believe, is that thing like down there. And yeah, pretty simple station. They got a little shop here and an actual train station sign, which I think is kind of cool. This was very much interurban-y, if you can have that in Munich. Pretty cool so far. So as you can see, that side of the tracks is pretty developed. And behind the station, there's just woods. So this side is not developed at all. And again, they got the actual train station sign here, which is kind of funny. Not usually what you see for a tram stop. That is usually the sign you'll see for an U-Bahn station, for example, or something really similar to it. And they got the tram loop for the trams that do terminate here, and then I guess some makeshift parking. It works. And every other tram from this station, at least at the moment, continues on to Grünwald, and half of them turn around here. So 5-minute frequencies from here to Munich, and then 10 minutes outside of the actual city limits, because this is the last station within the actual city boundaries. Alright, leaving Große Brücke in the best seats in the house. After Schilderweg, the tramway leaves the side of the road to a completely separate, rather than adjacent, right-of-way. And as you'll see, I get off at a couple more stations on the rest of the route to explore, and to do some rail fanning. Alright, so I'm at Bavaria Filmplatz, Bavaria Film Plaza. Right behind me is a grade crossing, of all things, on a tram line. So this thing is really becoming more of an interurban this far out of the city. And we just passed city limits, as you probably saw on video, that big yellow sign, Landeshauptstadt München. Once we're outside of the city, I guess the grade crossing started. Different tram shelters, sorry. Not the typical Munich blue that you'll see. Nice black. But we'll see further down the line. I'm not sure. Maybe they use different ones. Maybe this one's just special. We shall see. But yeah, overall, interesting, quiet little neighborhood. Another grade crossing here with signals and everything. No gates on this one, though. So in addition to this nice station shelter on this side with live departures, they've got on the other side this older-looking little shelter there, also with some live departures. And yeah, pretty simple building, but hey, it works. Well, it's got more of the same shelters as before. We have another one of these simple black steel and glass structures, and they're only on the sides going towards Grünwald, which makes me think it makes sense that the actual structures that are, actual buildings were here probably first, and they build them on the side going towards Munich, because this line was probably built for people commuting into Munich or traveling into Munich, and they wouldn't have to really wait to go to Grünwald because they'd be coming home. So I think that's probably the logic. Although people did just get on here, I think. So only one stop from the end of the line, and people are using the tram in both directions. So I guess I'll explore the one at Ludwig Thomas Strasse. They got a bench, simple windows, really bare bones, but I mean, better than nothing. And it's classy. It's got this old wooden aesthetic to it. And it just looks nice. And I would guess, since we're actually in Grünwald now, I think this is their city crest. Grünwald has a castle, and then it's right on the river, so I think that's probably where that comes from. And Grün is green, Wald is forest, so you got some trees. So yeah, very cool crest, and I like how they worked it in to the actual station design. And something else I noticed, which is probably limited because of platform size, I'm only seeing 3-segment trams down here. In Munich, you'll see much longer than that, like 4, 5, I'm not sure what the longest tram I've seen is. Shortest I've seen is 2. It looked really wacky. But on this line, seems to be 3 is the norm. So I'm at Doppelfingerplatz station, just walking around, and you get fare machine, your tram. Whoa, off-board fare payment. That is not too common for a tram, just at a random tram station, but it is a terminal station, so that's probably partially why. Yeah, we've got some more information. We've got this cool mural. This is really cool. And then, yeah. Cool station. I would say for a tram station, definitely one of the most elaborate in Munich. Alright, I'm in the center of the tram turnaround loop at Doppelfingerplatz in Grünwald. And nice fountain, nice benches. We got a waiting area with the tram over there, and then a separate e-boarding platform on that side. Overall, this is my favorite tram line in Munich. I have not come down out of the city limits on this tram before today, and it was phenomenal. I mean, it reminds me a little bit of the Norristown high-speed line, but I like this better. This is just more fun, because it just goes and becomes a tram in the city. I'll walk around here a little bit, probably walk over to the S-Bahn station on the other side of the river, and head back into town. But yeah, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next one.